To understand more about what is happening with carbon farming from an industry and policy perspective, more about some projects and methodology that allows farmers and land managers to participate, and what the benefits are, we're talking to Peter Castellas, a leading carbon farming industry and policy expert from the Carbon Market Institute in Melbourne.
We are the national peak body for companies or businesses and individuals who are impacted and operate under the evolving national and international carbon markets. We have a range of members who cover the full gamut of project developers and advisors and participants in the carbon farming initiative, and we work very closely with government to help communicate to them how to best implement policy that benefits the businesses who operate under the CFI.
The Carbon Farming Initiative, which is also known as the CFI, was established by the Australian Government in 2011 to allow farmers and land managers to voluntarily participate in carbon markets by earning carbon credits by storing or reducing greenhouse gas emissions on the land. The coalition government, which was elected in September 2013, is looking to make some changes to the Carbon Farming Initiative by merging it with the Emissions Reduction Fund, a central component of the government's Direct Action Plan climate policy. Essentially, the Emissions Reduction Fund will be an incentive-based approach that will support Australian businesses to lower their energy costs and increase their productivity, while at the same time reducing Australia's emissions. To find out more, go to the AFI or government websites.
The policy framework for the Carbon Farming Initiative is one that was ostensibly set out under the legislation in 2011, which is the Carbon Credits Carbon Farming Initiative Act. Under that legislation, it really sets out how carbon credits or Australian carbon credit units can be generated under projects that are approved by the Clean Energy Regulator.
Projects must follow a methodology that's been legally assessed and determined for commercial use. Methodologies that are approved will contain detailed rules that ensure projects earn carbon credits under the carbon policy framework.
There are two types of main methodologies. One is sequestration methodologies and the other is emissions avoidance methodologies. Emissions avoidance methodologies are methodologies that really govern the reduction of greenhouse emissions through various project activities. Sequestration activities really take carbon dioxide out of the air and store it in land-based activities such as in trees or in soil. Under agriculture, there's a range of methodologies that include capturing methane, such as from piggeries or from dairy ponds. There's also agricultural methodologies which include providing dietary supplements for, say, milking cows to allow that the change in greenhouse emissions from enteric fermentation. Under the vegetation methodologies, there's a range of afforestation and deforestation type methodologies, and also things like savanna burning, which avoids the greenhouse gas emissions from fire burning through fire management. When you look at the sort of breadth of opportunities across the sort of agricultural sector, if you like, there are a number of existing methodologies and a number in the stages of approval which should continue to increase the range of potential revenue streams that farmers can generate by using these methodologies.
We asked Peter for his views on what he thinks the future looks like for the carbon farming projects and what the benefits are for farmers in getting more involved.
Farmers have a range of opportunities and benefits from being involved in CFI in the future, and I think that really stems from the fact that at the end of the day there are two main benefits to participating in CFI, in my opinion. One of those is an environmental benefit, which enhances the biodiversity and productivity of the land and addresses environmental issues, and the other is an economic benefit, where is the potential for a revenue stream. And I think when you stack those two things up, farmers are very aware and acutely tuned to both environmental and economic factors, and with the right type of project, with the right investment of looking at those projects, I think there's significant benefits for farmers to be involved.
The carbon farming videos have been produced by the Australian Farm Institute and supported by funding from the Australian Government.